Hello, my name is Larry Martin and I'm a solutions consultant with Beyond 20. Today I want to show you how to set something up that will allow you to track your technicians as far as availability for taking tickets. So for example, if you're an organization that is set up where that you have a queue manager or someone who is monitoring all of your incoming tickets and want to assign those out, you don't get surprised by your SLAs don't get impacted by having a technician that maybe is in a project meeting or off-site for whatever reason and unavailable to actually pick that ticket up and work it, notify the customer that they have it, etc. It's a pretty simple process. This is different than using the start and end dates on user info for showing when techs may be on vacation. This is more for a quick check-in. Hey, I'm available to start accepting tickets. Then maybe they check out at lunch because they're going to lunch and be away for 30 minutes to an hour, and then check back in. So it's designed to be used throughout the day rather than for extended periods of time. All I've done is I've put a simple button on the My Work dashboard. You can put that button on any dashboard, and I'll show you how we build all this in a few moments. But it simply takes, and right now my status is checked out. We can come over here to the user info table. I'm logged in as Beyond Larry, and you can see that I am checked out. So I've come in and I'm ready to start my day, so I'm going to check in. Now with a different widget on a manager's dashboard or a queue manager's dashboard, they would be able to see that my status is checked in. And if we come back over here to the user info record, we'll refresh, and you'll see that I am now checked in. So it's a pretty simple process. The technician goes through their day, they're working, and all of a sudden I have a project meeting I have to go to. I'm going to be tied up for 2 hours. I simply check out. That way I don't get any more new tickets from the queue manager that the SLA will be burning up on the response and resolve times. My meeting's over, I come back in and I check in. Now, one other thing that you would want to do with this is set up an automation process so that every night all of your technicians are checked out. You might have to do that with different, if you're a 24/7 shop, obviously you'd want to have different search groups on that and times when that scheduled job runs. Now, how did we do this? Well, first thing we did was we came into our admin client. We created a blueprint. I'm just going to open my existing one. And the first few things that we had to do was go to the user info table. On the user info table, I went ahead and elevated it so that it would show up in table management. Then I added 2 fields. I added tech availability and this temp check-in. The temp check-in is used to help make sure that we can move statuses from checked in to check out without getting into a loop that always just oversets itself. There's one other piece to this. I'm going to go ahead, website. Since we don't have access to all of the fields in user info from a dashboard, I needed to be able to get those values from the tech availability up to the dashboard. Now, on website, we have this holds, and normally it is set to hold website. Well, I'm going to use that system attribute or system function in my system. So I needed to come to the website field, and I selected that it holds none so that I could then put website on my tech availability. So I created the tech availability field, and now you see it holds website. I also gave this just two values, checked in or checked out. And that's basically all that's needed on the tech availability. Now on the temp check-in, it's simply illogical. I did go ahead and set a default value, and I allowed nulls. Once I had the user info table set up, then I had to go to my dashboard. We'll pick the My Work dashboard. And I added a button. Now on this button, if you noticed in this Rich client, checkout and check-in changed every time based upon what the value was in my user info record. To manage that, I built a custom expression, and this is where our website comes into play. I went ahead and put both. You can determine whether you want both expressions or not, but if current user website equals checked in, then we want the button to show that we're going to check out if we press it. Or if the user website, current user website system function equals checked out, then we show the label as checked in. Now, I don't need both of these. I could have deleted this case and just set the default to be check in. So, I mean, however you want to deal with that. But that allows the button to show a different label. Then we have a one step that I created for this process. Our one step, well, first we need to go to the user info record. We're not going to make it current because there's no sense having the user flip over to user info and then maybe get stuck on user info, or having a action to go back to the dashboard or anything like that. So we just don't make it the go-to record. We don't make it current. We're dealing with the business object of user info, so you'll need to hit show all. And then our record ID is the current user's record ID. Next, we have a check-in update business object. This business object is simply going to set the tech availability to checked in, and we're going to set our temp check-in to true. Our condition is simply that the user tech availability equals checked out. So if they're checked out, then we're going to mark them as checked in. Pretty much the same thing, only reverse for our checkout. But on our action condition, now we have if the tech availability equals checked in and the temp check-in is not equal to true. So that's why we set it to true on the other update object, so that we can have this statement will work and keep us from getting into that loop where when we run through the one step, if we didn't have this, then what would happen is we would update them here. This would update them to being checked in, and we would immediately mark them as checked out. So have the two updates and have the temp check-in set to true. Then here we add a setting to put that value back to false. And then we simply refresh the dashboard. And again, checkout becomes checked in, or we become checked out, so our next action would be to check in. And the refresh, it takes just a second, and then there's our next action would be check out. So again, you can use this to allow technicians to show their availability for short durations. You can put that button anywhere you want to. You could even have it as a one step over here in your task pane, or wherever you want to display it. Again, you could have a manager's dashboard or a queue manager's dashboard that has a widget on it that shows all user infos who are available, not available, or just all user infos and what their checked in, checked out status is. We'll do a video later showing you the use of the start and end dates and maybe combine all three and show you a little bit more.